7 best stocks to buy today. Remember one thing, stock market in Kenya right now is doing fantastic. And I believe globally, irrespective of the country that you're coming from, stock market is doing fantastic. Go check out on your market. As far as you're here in Kenya, these are the 7 best stocks that you can buy. Don't forget, this is not a financial advice. This is my own research, and always remember it's good for you to do your own research if it is possible. And actually, I recommend engage your financial advisor so that you be advised appropriately. Work with the professionals so that you get the right idea when you're investing your cash. But as far as this video is concerned, make sure that you hit the like button, make sure that you also subscribe, and you leave a comment on the comment section. Tell me, what stocks have you already bought so far as we speak? The first stock I will definitely recommend one to buy as we speak right now is none other than the stocks called Umeme. Okay, Umeme is a company that is actually performing well. It's showing some signs of good and future. For those people who have gotten into the Umeme so far, they have already reaped big. It is one of that company I would say in Kenya has actually leapfrogged for at a very big percentage. So it is actually there, it's abbreviated as Umeme. You can be able to buy these stocks and they are quite affordable. And it's a company that, honestly speaking, if you're thinking to buy stocks in Kenya right now on the Nairobi Securities Exchange, you shouldn't leave this stock behind and be like, hey, or should I not? I actually saw somebody who had inboxed me and asking me whether they should buy this particular stock. Well, you can go check it out there. And I always tell people, before you even buy any given particular stock, make sure that you do some research, you substantiate why you are buying it, check on what we call the 52-week range of that particular company, check out on the EPS, the earning per share, if there are any dividends they pay. Make sure that you also check on the price per share, because some of the stocks may not be affordable to you. But the good thing is that right now, I don't think there is any stock under the Nairobi Securities Exchange that you or anyone can't be able to afford, because they lowered the rate at which you can buy from 100 to as little as a single share of a given company. All right. The second stock that I will definitely recommend one to buy if you're thinking to get into the stock market, and this one is a quite of a good company, honestly speaking, that made me some good cash, honestly. That is the KPLC. This one I won't talk much about it. If you've been following me for quite a long time, recently, I think, excuse me, in less than 2 days ago, I made a video about the shares that I bought with KPLC. And they performed quite good. Okay, and I'm seeing people quite are still buying these stocks, and I see the future of this company still quite brilliant. And okay, it may be perceived as if the stock is at the saturation point, whereby, but I believe it can actually grow even bigger than the way it is right now. So it is a company that you should also consider buying stocks. It's a company that is responsible with the electricity supply here in this particular company. It is the single most biggest company as far as the electricity supply. Actually, it's the only one. So there are no competitors as far as that is concerned. So it's a company that has actually grown by 10x, all the way from 1 shilling to 11 shilling as we speak. Well, again, depends on when you're watching this video. I'm making this video at around August of 2025, around 17-ish there. So that is exactly stocks that I would actually recommend to buy so far. That is number 2. Another stock that I would definitely recommend you to buy on this, one thing, in Kenya, banks are doing brilliant, and it will be very, very unhealthy to leave a bank aside. It is good to make sure that you have a hold of any given bank in Kenya, especially the tier 1 banks. Okay, these banks are performing quite well. Sometimes sometimes I even wonder which bank should I list. But if you ask me, I would definitely recommend Stanbic Bank. And this again, I would also recommend KCB. They are doing quite good, and of course Absa Bank are doing amazing on that regard. So when it comes to banks, you can also consider these banks to buy their shares or their stocks. They are doing quite fantastic good. By the way, if you're looking for getting good dividends, Stanbic Bank is known for giving quite, they're very generous when it comes to earning per share. That is the much they pay per single share that you own. Right now they pay around 34 shillings or that ish there. These ones, they pay, but not that big, but it's a good company that you can also monitor it in terms of both dividends and capital gain, as well as the Absa Bank. May not give you quite huge amount of money in terms of the dividends, but in terms of the capital gain, you have the chances of growing yourself to the next level. Again, this share of Absa is quite affordable, and I can also add the Cooperative Bank there. They are quite affordable. This one is around 40 shillings per share. This one is around 184 shillings per share. So among the banks, I would say Stanbic, Stanchart, that, those are quite expensive banks to buy in terms of their shares. But again, don't forget, nowadays the shares are made available for anyone who is willing to buy out there, because they have actually made it simpler that you can buy even less than 100 shares. That is up to one share. Okay, we are at number 3. We are checking out on the 7 stocks that I would definitely recommend one to be able to buy. Number 4, this one is so far my favorite, and that is HFC Group. This is a housing finance company. You know, it deals with mortgages and what have you. This is a company I would definitely tell you it has a brilliant future. And I'm telling you, I'm saying this company might actually grow up. And it is me. I'm not saying that I don't have any information that I know in particular or something, but based on the research that I'm doing, this company is likely to grow up there, because you can see in Kenya there is this lots of affordable housing, you know, and all those kind of things, the mortgages and what have you. So this company has a brilliant future, and of course this company was actually invested by heavy people. So of course, you know, when you see wealthy people behaving in a certain pattern, then I always tell people it is good to somehow copy them, because they usually know 1, 2, or 3 things when they are putting their money there. They have professional advisors, they have people who can tell them what to go and how and all those kind of things. So this is a group that I will definitely put my money, and I have already put my money into this company. Personally, I bought these shares when they were at around, I think it was about 2 shillings or 3 shillings. Right now, I think they're above 7, 8, around there. So it's definitely a company that I would recommend. By the way, among the shares that I'm going to share with you, check out on this company. Put a star on it, go do some research on the company, find out on how it has been performing, check on its track record, on how it has been doing and all those kind of things, because this is a worth company to buy. And there's something I won't share here because this is a public domain. And yeah, wow, we have one of the biggest people here in Kenya, you know, happened to buy shares from this company with a huge chunk of cash. And when you see the behavior of, you know, wealthy people doing that, then of course it tells you there's some future in that particular company. And I try the best as I can, because you subscribe to this YouTube channel, and if you have not, go ahead and do that. You see, I told you that I'm going to be trying the best I can to make sure that I bring you the information on investment, how to invest, where to invest, and share these opportunities, so that at least one day you don't say, hey, you know what, I didn't have anybody to share with me. Now here I am, I'm sharing with you, and you can listen to this video. And if you listen to me and you don't invest, and so you better then hide my channel from your kids, you know, 20 years from today, because they will tell you, hey, we had guys, somebody by the name of Joseph was telling you to invest, but you didn't. I don't know how you're gonna get yourself out of that grip. But anyway, it is what it is. So far we are at number 4. We can go to number 5. But before we go to number 5, let me ask a question. So far, have you benefited to this video up to this particular point? And if you've gotten some values, then go ahead and hit that like button. Make sure that you subscribe and you leave a comment on the comment section. Now, this company is none other than BAT. That is British American Tobacco. It's a company, I'm telling you, honestly speaking, back then it was not affordable to many people. But now you can be able to get into these stocks, because now you can be able to buy as little shares as you can. BAT, it is actually majors on manufacturing of, is it manufacturing or processing or whatever, or production of cigarettes and what have you, and. So if your morals and your beliefs and whatever allows you to invest here, then it's a place where you can put your money. And it's a company, honestly speaking, I would recommend you to invest into, because this company has been known for very, very decent pay in terms of the dividends. You know, sometimes up to even 50 shillings per share. You know, and honestly speaking, it's a company that I would say back then was kind of reserved for the ultra wealthy and something like that, because the guys whom I know they have bought these shares, or they have these shares, are not that simple guys. You know, they are not that simple guys. You know, that company that is like, how can I say, it's like I was about to say a unicorn, and then I realized that we really don't have a unicorn in Africa. It's quite unfortunate, but anyway, the point is, this is a very good company that you can be able to put your money out there and be able to invest. But rest assured, their shares is quite pricey, it's quite expensive. So when you're getting there, so prepare your pocket a little bit well, because one share goes for above $3. That's over 300 shilling one share. So when you want to buy a substantive amount of shares from this company, then of course it means that you have to have a little bit of a fattened pocket for you to do that. But honestly speaking, it's a worth company to buy shares, and I would definitely recommend to do that. But don't forget, this is my own research. It's not a financial advice. It's not me telling you that everyone should buy these shares. No. This is my own research. Do your own research, and whenever investing, please contact your stockbroker or rather your financial advisor, to guide you on where and how to invest. On number 6, this is a company called Liberty. Again, this is a company that has actually grown at a very exemplary rate. It's a company that actually, I would also recommend among all the companies that this year or the last physical year that has actually made people a lot of money. It's a company that definitely we can't leave it. There is a company that I forgot to put on my list, though yet we are yet to reach number 7, but I can just put it here on the sideline. It's called Bamburi. Bamburi had a roller coaster kind of emotions. There was a time Bamburi came all the way, I don't know, it was around 35 to 60 something. Then it came back to 50. Then Bamburi actually has, it's a company that manufactured cement here in Kenya. This company had some roller coaster of emotions and what have you, being bought by who, then left, then be bought at the die and what. So Bamburi is also a company that I would say you can put your cash, but just monitor it, Don't put like huge chunk there, but at least it's a company that you can also put under your microscope or under your eye or under your target to check out on its behavior. So far, I can see it's kind of recovering, it's doing good, it's doing great. So it's a company that you should definitely recommend or rather check out on when you are investing. So Liberty, we were on Liberty, and I was telling you it's a company that definitely you can get into and you can be able to invest and get something out of it. All right. So yeah, that is it, guys. But I always tell people, before you even invest, go check out Liberty. What does it deal with? For me, I'm not here to tell you what does it deal with. I'm here to make sure that I maximize the time and make sure that I share the value out of that. So go check out what it is. What does it involve in? What the origin country? Does it come from Rwanda? Does it come from Kenya? Does it come from? Just check out on this. I always tell people it is very indecent to just go and buy shares of a given company that you don't even know the CEO. You don't even know what goes there. Don't just buy blindly just because Good Joseph or someone else here said something. No. Sure, that may be helpful, but again, go also step further. You as a student, who as an investor as well, go check out and see whether honestly whatever I said here can be substantiated. And probably once you do your research, you can come up with your own list and realize, I think I should kick on this out. I should kick the. That's what exactly happens when you do your own research, so that you can be able to substantiate where you are investing. And close our chapter here on number 7. There's none other than a company called Kenjen. Kenjen, Umeme, KPLC. These are kind of companies that are dealing with energy and what have you. So okay, if you're not Kenyan, or if you're a Kenyan but you didn't know, Kenyan is responsible for generating the electricity. This one supplies, okay? So this one generates and what happens when there is a profit here, to some extent there is a profit here, because this one generates, they sell here, this one supplies and something like that. So there is that trickle down effect of the performance of the company, because it's quite funny. I don't know, I might be wrong with what I'm saying, but it's quite funny. These shares, they used to share the same amount of money. Like for example, they were at 2 shillings or 1 shillings or something like that. When this one appreciated, by default this one appreciated. Well, of course the KPLC is a bit higher compared to the Kenjen, but the fact remains also Kenjen grew at a very exemplary rate. So these companies are kind of somehow intertwined, and of course they're companies that is worth buying shares right now as we speak, if you're interested in buying shares. Probably you are like, okay, fine, it's true, I've gotten the point on how to buy share, or rather on what shares to buy, but then how do I buy? If you don't know how to buy shares, if you are outside the country, you are wondering, must I be back home if I'm in diaspora? No, you don't have to be back here. The only thing that you need is this number, and this number is mine. Contact me on WhatsApp. You shoot me a text there, tell me, hey Joseph, would like you to take me through on the process of buying shares. Rest assured, I'll take you through step by step, and I'll show you how to invest. Then you can get started. This is Good Joseph. Don't forget, hit that like button, make sure that you subscribe and leave a comment on the comment section. See you there.